Satnam. My name is Ramdesh Kaur, and I'm a Kundalini Yoga teacher who grew up in the New Thought community. When I was 9 years old, I lost my hearing to viral encephalitis and spent the next decade or so of my life in complete silence. I then had cochlear implants and emerged into the world of sound and was struggling to find my way. I'd been raised with a wonderful system of spiritual living, but there were still a lot of things that were missing for me. My body was rebelling from the work I was putting it through. I was undergoing a tremendous amount of stress and pressure, and I began to have a deterioration of my nervous system, which resulted in a tremor all throughout my body that made me look like I had Parkinson's disease, and the inability to physically exert myself in a meaningful way. So for all intents and purposes, I laid in bed for a year, and I had a lot of time to think and a lot of time to search. And Western medicine couldn't give me any answers. And although I was praying, and although I was using my treatment and my affirmation, something wasn't working. I was still blocked. And I recognized now that I wasn't blocked, and I wasn't resisting my own highest good. My highest good was coming to me in the form of my challenge. And in a very particular way, my body was saying, your central nervous system must be strengthened. And so I reached beyond Western medicine to Eastern medicine and tried to find ways of calming my system and relaxing my troubles. And finally was led to Kundalini Yoga, also known as the Yoga of Awareness, which seeks to strengthen the central nervous system. In finding this ancient technology and this ancient wisdom, I discovered many different things. One is the prophecies about this time, about 2012, about the world that we would live in, which talks about these computer sicknesses that we would get, this technological impact. Never before in the history of humankind have we been asking our brains and our bodies to absorb, to respond and react to so much information. The amount of information that's accessible to a child in a third world country in an internet cafe is equal to the amount of information that the president of the United States had at his fingertips in 1984. We have access to everything that we want to know, and we are stimulating our brains with constant influx from the computer, from iPods, from iPhones, from TVs, from 3D experiences that are immersive virtual reality experiences in ways that our body has previously, as a Homo sapiens, not been designed to absorb. And Kundalini Yoga is thousands of year old technology of the human body that gives us a technology and a science and a way of strengthening our systems to evolve, to become Homo luminous, to become the human being that can absorb all of this information and more. The reason that I shook so much is because my nervous system couldn't handle it. I don't shake anymore because my nervous system is strengthened all the time with Kundalini Yoga. If I stop, it comes back. It's not that I've cured anything, it's that I've discovered a way of living in the world. Knowing this incredible and extraordinary technology of Kundalini Yoga, I've looked back onto what I was raised with, my viewpoint for the world, if you will, which is New Thought. And I've asked myself, how do these two integrate? How do these two speak to each other? How does the ancient wisdom of Kundalini Yoga talk to New Thought language? How do people of today's world become the Homo luminous that these ancient technologies were designed to create? And I think I finally found a few ways that they speak to each other. And one of them is that Kundalini Yoga is a physical experience of affirmative prayer. It's a way of taking the science of treatment and making it real inside your body. It's a way of loosening the resistance when you talk about the law of attraction and manifesting and things not happening because of the buffer of time and because of subconscious blocks or resistance. Kundalini Yoga is a way of loosening those up because resistance is only one thing. It's unawareness. There's just two states of being, really. There's awake and there's asleep. There's aware and there's unaware. Kundalini Yoga is a way for you to understand your body inside and out. It's a way to give you power, to be able to say, my liver is working very hard. It's eating and absorbing a lot of toxins from this environment that the human body has never really had to go through before, with all of these new chemicals and new stresses. And I know, and I'm empowered to clean it out with a few simple movements of my body. It's the science of being you, magnified thousands of times. So let's do something really simple together to just try it out, to begin to become aware of our bodies. One of the keys to strengthening the nervous system, and by strengthening the nervous system, we keep ourselves calm and centered. By keeping ourselves calm and centered, we strengthen something that's in Kundalini Yoga language is called the neutral mind. In New Thought languaging, that's the practitioner consciousness. That's the ability to see things from the highest perspective possible. So we have to keep our bodies as limber as possible, our spines as loose as possible in order to keep our neutral minds strong and steady. Okay, so this is really simple. Everyone can do this. So you sit flat with your feet flat on the floor. You can sit up in a chair. You can do this sitting on the ground if you want to, but we'll put our hands on our knees. And what we're going to do is we're going to arch the spine forward, leading with the heart. Always, right? It's much smarter than the rest of us. And then we're going to arch the spine back. Now we're going to sync our breath with our movement, because our breath is our connection to the now moment. And if you really want to integrate treatment, if you really want to integrate spiritual principle, you have to operate from the now. The power of it is just incredible and extraordinary. So sync your breath with your body. So inhale through your nose as you go forward, and exhale through the nose as you go back. Now shut your eyes, inhale forward, and exhale back. And keeping your head level so you're not flipping your head, so you're putting no stress and pressure on the neck at all. And all you're doing is you're getting your spinal fluid up and down, stretching the spine, lubricating the spine. Consider your spine as like a glowing orb full of chakras, which it is, and a spinning ray of light. Now just that few seconds, right? Inhale forward, opening the heart as much as you can, holding and suspending the breath. And exhale through the nose, and relax the spine back, just sitting up straight. And take stock of the energy in your body. Ask yourself, do you perceive a difference in just 1 minute? And now imagine what 3 minutes could do. Imagine what something else could do. One of the reasons that you might be feeling tired and stressed and overwhelmed, because we all are, is what I just said about too much happening to us right now, too much going on in the world with overstimulating our nervous system, overstimulating our sensory systems. One of the ways we can combat that is to build our aura. So to build your aura, you do something called ego eradicator. So curl your fingers down onto the pads of your hands, and bring your hands straight up in front of you and begin breath of fire, which you're going to breathe like a dog, panting, okay, from the navel center. But shut your mouth and do it through the nose. So not from the chest, but from the navel center, okay? You could continue that for a minute or two. Inhale, bring the thumb tips together, stretch the hands out, holding the breath, and exhale through the nose, sweeping the hands down, and ask yourself if you feel better. I hope you've enjoyed your experience, however short, of affirmative prayer made physical. Sadhana.